This is Wandering Universe. Today, I'll be exploring a little further out from the town of Memphis to a little lone location, Pepi's Pyramid and its complex. So, let's go exploring. This is the map of the actual location. I'll show you the distance between the Giza pyramids and where the actual Pepi's Pyramids complex is located. So just follow my arrow. This is the Giza necropolis, and if you just follow all the way down south following the Nile River, you'll land in this little spot right here. Once upon a time ago, this barren wasteland was once green. Now it's not. We have to ask ourselves the one question that we've all been wanting to know. Why were these pyramids built next door to the Nile River? Well, said one clue in a previous video, and I'm going to tell you another clue in another video later on. So, just to recap, this is the Giza pyramids, and all the way down here is where we are going today. This is the actual location. This is one of the pyramid complex here. This is another one, and there's actually more further down south from this area right here. There is something interesting about this pyramid, not just this standalone one, the others that follow suit. Each of them displayed an identical purpose in shape and design. They share one thing. These pyramids point directly to the constellation in the night sky. They are almost next door neighbours to Giza pyramids in Memphis. But there is one question that hangs in the balance. Why were they built? This drawn map shows the pyramid complex. Pepi I Pyramid is one of them, and there are several others within proximity of each other. It's interesting the positions of these pyramids, as you can see in front of you, why they were arranged in such a manner. These are not funeral homes, I'll say this again. They are not built to bury the dead. Whoever built them knew what they were doing. These pyramids share a constellation alignment in the night sky. Just a brief background history on how these pyramids came to be. A king by the name of Piye had a big bone to pick with King Tef-Nugget. This conquest for Egypt took place between 770 to 656 BC. He came, he fought, and took over the joint in one quick sweep. Tef-Nugget tried to do a runner, but it was no use. He was forced into submission to Piye, and Piye got his victory. Piye then established a new royal family, the Nubians. Their conquest granted them a rich lifestyle that profited well from their gold mining in Nubia. They enjoyed the comforts of wealth for a few generations until their financial earnings was in limbo. After Piye's death, his sons sat in his throne for a while, doing their best to manage their father's financial affairs. Then Pepi I came along and did his best to be leader of the nation. Then soon after his death, the land and central government power collapsed into bankruptcy, thus experiencing very rocky economic times ahead for Egypt. Back to Pepi's Pyramid. Pepi's Pyramid is Egyptian for Men-nefer, meaning beautiful monument. Today, it's called Memphis, derived from the Greek term. It was also called Meri. That was his real name. Pepi is his adopted name. These pyramids are situated in South Saqqarah, 2.4 kilometers north of Gedkari Pyramid. This is Pepi I Pyramid, as you can see in front of you. Not much left, not much going on, just a lot of leftover stone block brickwork and a lot of rubble left over to one side. These are the pyramid dimensions. The height is about 52.5 meters. The base is 78.75 meters. Angle is about 53.7 degrees. and the outside casing wall was made of white limestone, believe it or not. Pepi I reigned around the 6th dynasty, 24th to the 23rd century BC, which is roughly around between 770 to 656 BC. This pyramid was examined by John Shea Peering in the 1830s. It was discovered in 1880 by Gaston Maspero, director of the French Institute for Oriental Archaeology in Cairo. One day he took a nice trip to Egypt and by accident came across some green text in the chamber. He mistaken Pyramid Unas for Pepi I pyramid text. He published his findings in 1894. In 1996, lots of inscribed limestone blocks found that showed names of persons involved in the construction of this complex, Pepi's family mostly. Pepi II was the real go-getter when it comes to property development. He showed off his winning streak by hiring a team of experts to construct these pyramids to precision. You know the drill: architects, engineers, designers, investors, the works. Teti Ankh, son of Teti, was involved in the surveying of the site, measuring it. Inanek Inti was the architect and foreman from start to finish of the building construction. From 1995 to 1997, all limestone block inscriptions said 40 people were involved in the property development, the planning stages for a major construction project, similar to that of building a skyscraper or an apartment block. If you have a look at this photo, notice these stone blocks, these large stone blocks at the bottom base of the pyramid. And notice the difference between these stone blocks on top of the bottom base of the pyramid. There's a very big difference in the way they've been put together, the way they've been built. Notice these nice smooth right angles. Geometry didn't come about until much later. That would suggest that geometry happened much earlier, including mathematics, the invention and discovery of mathematics for building construction, engineering, design, architecture, and the introduction of stone masonry. So this photograph is saying to me that whoever built these stone blocks, starting from the bottom base of the pyramid and worked its way up to the apex of the pyramid, is telling me that this is a very professional job. This is a very professional job to a very high degree. This isn't, but I'll tell you that in a minute. There was, as you can see in front of you, white limestone casing on the outer walls of all the pyramids, not just Pepi I. In 2018, and this map points it out, that 9 pyramids were discovered in total in the area. Today, this area is just a barren wasteland in the middle of a desolate place. Pepi's pyramid is barely noticeable from afar. It's mostly rubble, as you can see in front of you. They speculate that it was demolished by grave robbers in search of hidden treasure. I'm not sure about that theory. The only thing that's left is the inner chamber, the main entrance, and the bottom layer of granite stone blocks, as you can see right in front of you from the baseline. These granite stone blocks do weigh more than several tons each, and it requires careful maneuvering of these blocks to fit them precisely into place, not even a millimeter off. What's intriguing about the stone blocks, as you can see in front of you, covering the base, is that it shows a differential pattern between the human attempt that you can see at the top and the pre-ancient beings attempt. So compare the difference. Our attempt, as you can see, was amateurish, and theirs was, well, high quality. So who can beat that? There is a stone, as you can see, it's at the bottom, and on top there is the rubble covering it, with a graffiti inscription. As you can see, it's painted in red. It's possibly done by a workman, perhaps, or could have been a robber playing a practical joke. Who knows? And beside the inscription, you can see the cartouche of Pepi. This is the Pepi I Pyramid granite cartouche architrave. It's a huge stone block. It's made of rose granite, and the inscription, if you have a look at it very carefully, was not done by human hand. It's incredibly precise, smooth, and professionally engraved. This could have been performed by a laser stone cutting device. And if you have a look at the quality, just right in front of you, it's beyond exceptional. It's really professionally done. This wouldn't have been done just by chiseling on it for hours on end, weeks on end, months on end, just to get one smooth curved line or to get one little intricate symbol precisely done. This was done by a machine to get it to this high quality professional engraving. If you have a look at the pyramid complex that you see in front of you, it contained a mortuary temple, satellite pyramids surrounding it, to the east a causeway that is connecting to the valley temple further east. And this is a featured small cult pyramid, and this, as you can see with my arrows pointing, that is the little pyramid. I believe that little pyramid may have been a sundial. Well, not necessarily a sundial, but some sort of stone device that was used to probably tell the time or the date of a day, a week, or a month. The entrance is underneath, as you can see here, the passage that's leading beneath it via a temple ruin, so to speak. That's on the outside. The entrance is in the north side, as does this correlate to a particular star in the system. The chapel and chamber are both facing north. And according to this diagram, as you can see, each of these pyramids, not just the main one, but also 4 of the smaller pyramids, are all pointing to a particular constellation in the night sky. And the most important thing that it's doing is that they're all pointing directly north, not the actual north that we know it, but their north from the celestial equator. The chamber is a horizontal passage, as you can see right here. It had 3 portcullis slabs. The passage was blocked by these. West is the antechamber to the supposed king's chamber. A pink granite Canopic chest was found, similar to this one that you can see in this photo. This was sunk into the floor in front of the main sarcophagus. They also found tightly packed bundle of viscera, which is internal organs of the human body. That includes the heart, the lungs, the liver, the intestines as well, the brain, etc., etc. And what's interesting is that the box itself was empty. No body, nothing. What is incredibly fascinating is not the stylized pyramid itself. It's the sarcophagus is made of blue granite. Remember, granite is a very robust, hard stone. It's heavy, messy to cut, and it's expensive to quarry and transport. But what really got me curious was the colour of this sarcophagus. Not only is it in Pepi's chamber, it is also in Men-nefer-Pipi's chamber. The architrave, as you can see here, contains green hieroglyphic texts, maybe, this is possible, depicting a star date system of some sort. We're told that this constellation mapping is associated with rebirth in preparation for the afterlife for Pepi I. But why would they go through so much trouble to carve and paint these symbols? Unas and Men-nefer-Pipi pyramids are similar in style and function. They too contain sarcophagus, but Unas has a brown-black granite one, as you can see in front of you. Blue granite is rare and expensive. It comes in 3 types: blue Baja granite, azurite granite, and Sodalite granite. This stone is an imported construction material, and it is found in 2 countries in the world: Central Brazil and Namibia in Southwest Africa. Sodalite in large mass quantities of stone come from Bocas del Caldas, Minas Gerais, Brazil. It is possible southwest of Africa once conjoined Brazil during the Gondwana landmass development. Volcanic eruptions formed through pressure and time created blue granite. This unique blue mineral contains similar properties in all the other granites: quartz, alkali feldspar, limestone, and plagioclase. For example, blue azurite, when extracted, is used for blue paint. The same applied with green malachite to make green paint. Green malachite comes from Russia. Smaller deposits can be found in Namibia, Zimbabwe, Zaire, including Australia, and Chile. Now, here is the question that's been nagging at you for ages. How on earth was blue granite transported all the way from central Brazil and Nubia? Well, not with this, but with this or this, similar to a modern-day cargo ship. This strongly suggests these pyramids were built much earlier than previously estimated. For what purpose blue granite was used? Well, I'll give you a hint. The missing body of Pepi I remains at large. The case has gone cold. Some clues may point to his whereabouts of his burial, may not be in the actual pyramid itself, but located somewhere else. He was buried elsewhere in an undisclosed location to avoid detection from potential grave robbers, or it was hacked to pieces whilst it was looted. Who knows? Only a few pieces of credible evidence may give some possible leads, like a fragment of a mummy was found, some fine linen wrappings, 14 shards of yellow alabaster canopic vessels, a small flint knife similar to this one, a piece of pleated linen, and this photo is just an example of a left sandal of reddish wood made of a sycamore. Yet, due to the lack of sufficient evidence, this case remains unsolved. But the biggest question remaining is, why build a blue granite sarcophagus? What was the incentive behind it? Why does the collage arrangement of stars be fitting in the chamber? Is it instructions on time travel, wormhole star travel to another galaxy, or a star date map perhaps? I believe this pyramid, and like many others, were found objects of art, and we did the renovations with cosmetic updates. Pepi's pyramid and the pyramid complex were all abandoned before the Nubian Empire walked right in and set up camp. As I said in every other video, something went wrong between us and them. But here's a clue. For every empire that came and went before Pepi I and others after him is always made of one thing: centralized power with a centralized banking economy, guaranteed to bring along its pitfalls. A centralized economy always comes with an expiry date. It's stamped with a limited lifespan after all power struggles have been exhausted. For some unknown reason, the pre-ancients left abruptly. They were smart beings, despite having left in one big hurry. They knew they couldn't take these structures with them before the cataclysm event knocked on our doorstep. They purposely left behind a simple reminder to us humans that we are not the only intelligent life forms in the universe. In the next video, I'll be looking into the abandoned pyramids in Sudan and the formation of the Nubian Empire. That's all for now.